Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Poust here. We're outdoors today. Anytime you can be outdoors, go outdoors. Now, I found a great story called Pigsty, and it's by Mark Teague. We love Mark Teague. We have so many Mark Teague books in our collection, and the illustrations will catch my eye right off the bat, but his creativity. Now, this one's called Pigsty. Do you know what a pigsty is, boys and girls? Pigsty is where pigs live. It's filled with mud. It's awfully messy. Pigsty by Mark Teague. Monday afternoon, Wendell Fultz's mother told him to clean his room. It's turning into a pigsty. Wendell went upstairs. Much to his surprise, a large pig was sitting on his bed. Oh. Strange stories. Potato chips. Hullabaloo, said Wendell. He shoved some toys into the closet, but the pig didn't seem to mind the mess. And Wendell found that he didn't mind the pig either. He decided to take a break. Oh. Is Wendell really cleaning, boys and girls? Kind of halfway cleaning, right? Well, look at Mom. When Wendell's mother came to look at his room, the pig was hiding, but the mess was still there. She threw up her hands. Okay, Wendell, she said. If you want to live in a pigsty, that's up to you. Can you find where the pig is hiding, boys and girls? Wendell could hardly believe his luck. Now I can live however I want. He didn't even worry when he came home on Tuesday and found a second pig in his room. The mess had grown a bit worse, but he was able to jam most of it under his bed. Pigs are all right, he said, as long as it's only one or two. In fact, they had a wonderful time. They played Monopoly until late each night. And left the pieces lying all over the floor. Pigs. They had paper airplane wars and pillow fights. The bed became a trampoline. Then two more pigs showed up. The mess grew larger and larger. That night, when Wendell went to bed, the pigs were lying everywhere. They rolled up in his blankets and hogged his pillows, too. Wendell told himself he didn't mind, but then he found the hoof prints on his comic book. Oh, they're not being respectful. And Friday, when he got home from school, he saw that someone had been sitting on his basketball. Those pigs are having a great time. And his baseball cards were chewed. Snort City. Oh, the Snort City Gazette. Mark T just connected another book. Ow. "That does it," said Wendell. "I've had enough." He ran downstairs to tell his mother. "Sorry," she said, "but your room is your responsibility." She handed him a broom. Oh no, they still want to play. Wendell started to complain. The mess was too huge. But suddenly he remembered a saying he heard that many holes make light work. He marched upstairs and organized a cleaning crew. They swept and scoured, polished and scrubbed. Pigs are working hard. Later that afternoon, Wendell inspected his room and pronounced it as clean. In fact, it was a bit too clean from a pig's point of view. So while Wendell inspected, the pigs prepared to go home. One of them made a phone call, and a farm truck came to pick them up. They hugged and grunted and oinked and goodbye. Look at the license plate, boys and girls. E-I-E-I-O. The brilliance of Mark Teague. From that day on, Wendell kept his room clean. Except for those nights when his friends came by to play Monopoly. Pixar, really good, right? Just feels like a Mark T kind of day. We're outside. It's a beautiful day. So I figured we'd go right into how I spent my summer vacation. Summer's coming up, boys and girls. And I want you to notice that the character is very similar. This is Wendell from Pigsty. This character is Wallace Bleff. Both starting with a W. Let's see if we can notice any other similarities. How I spent my summer vacation. When summer began, I headed out west. My parents had told me I needed a rest. Your imagination, they said, is getting too wild. It will do you some good to relax for a while. You see a big thought bubble, boys and girls? Actually, it's a speech bubble. So they put me on board a westbound train. To visit Aunt Fern in her house on the plain. But I was captured by cowboys, a wild-looking crew. Their manners were rough, and their voices were loud. I'm trying to get to my aunt's house, I said. But they carried me off to their cow camp instead. The cattle boss growled as he told me to sit. We need a new cowboy. Our old cowboy quit. We could sure use your help. So what do you say? I thought for a minute, then I told him, okay. Then I wrote to Aunt Fern so she'd know where I'd gone. I said not to worry. I wouldn't be long. Dear Aunt, captured by cowboys. Don't worry. See you soon. Love, Wallace.
That night I was given a new set of clothes. Soon I looked like a wrangler from my head to my toes. But there's more to a cowboy than boots and a hat. I found out the next day, and the day after that. Each day I discovered some new cowboy tricks. From roping and riding to making fire with sticks.
What kind of animal is that, boys and girls? That's right, black-tailed prairie dog, Mr. Powell's favorite.
Slowly the word spread all over the land. That Wrangler Kid Bluff is a first-rate cowhand. The day finally came when the roundup was through, and Fern called,
"Come on over. Bring your cowboys with you."
So I was cooking a barbecue that very same day. So we cleaned up a little, and we headed her way. The food was delicious, there's plenty to eat, and the band that was playing just couldn't be beat. But suddenly I noticed a terrible sight. The cattle were stirring and stamping with fright. It's a scene I'll remember to my very last day. They're gonna stampede, I heard someone say. Just then they came charging. They charged right at me. I looked for a hiding place, a rock, or a tree. What I found was a tablecloth spread out on the ground. So I turned like a matador and spun it around. It was a new kind of cowboy, a fantastic display. The cattle were frightened and stampeded away. Then the cowboys all cheered. Bless the true buckaroo. They shook my hand and slapped my back. And Aunt Fern hugged me too. And that's how I spent my summer vacation. I can hardly wait for show and tell.
Someone wanted to say hello. He found out we were reading a Mark Teague book and he absolutely loves them. Remember this guy's name? It's Kenny. So we read How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Mark Teague. Awesome story. And we also shared Pigsty by Mark Teague. And as I said, the characters are very similar, even the way that they look. They both start with a W. And I absolutely loved it. I hope that you enjoyed it too, boys and girls. And we hope that you have a wonderful day.